Okay, so 6 exercises, and the format I've been doing is just warming up, and then we go through 2 rounds, and if you guys want to do more rounds on your own, faster in between if you'd like, or at your own level, that's fine. If you've been with me before, you know that it's a lot about form and making sure you're doing the exercise correctly. Because if I've had a lot of clients who come to me who've gone to group classes who come and say their lower backs got injured, their knees got injured. So my whole thing is keeping you guys safe. Okay, so we'll start with a burpee, which don't get scared. So we're going to do it from the back of a chair, very, very modified. And as you get stronger, you go lower towards the floor. You can use the other side of the chair if you'd like. Okay, so we're going to grab onto the chair, just back, in, and up. The other side, a little bit lower, back, in, up. So you want to keep that core, you want to keep the belly in. Never want the middle of your body to sag in, okay? Think about that posterior pelvic tilt. So anterior, which most of us are in most of the day because you're sitting, and then posterior. So you're bringing the pelvis up towards the lower ribs, okay? I'm squeezing my butt. My back is flatter, okay? And my belly is in. I'm going out and up and up. You don't have to jump. Six, we're doing 15, 7, my belly's in, I'm breathing, not holding my breath. Okay, so that's 15. And we're moving on to bridge on the floor. Anybody here, hon? Yes? Okay, so bridge, we're on our back. If you've been with me, we've been doing bridge every week. So bring your feet close to your buttocks, and your feet are about a little wider than hip distance. Turn your feet out and just bring your buttocks up and squeeze at the top. Squeeze your butt. 3, 4, we're doing 20, 5, 6. And maneuver your feet to wherever it feels good for you. Everybody is different. I want you to feel squeeze in the butt. 8, you have a muscle underneath there. And the glutes are the powerhouse of the body. The strongest muscle in the body. And 12, and I have 8 more. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees into your chest. Release that lower back, just rock side to side for a bit. Roll to your side. And we're going to do some rotations to open up the body. So we're on all fours. Bring your left hand into the middle of the mat. Bring your right hand up. Look up at your right hand and bring it down. And bring it up. And bring it down. And bring it up. And down. Some pointers for this. Belly is in. I'm not sagging in the lower back. Pelvic tilt. Okay, my belly's in. 4. And I'm breathing. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Do a child's pose in between. Come on up on all fours. Other side. Bring that right hand to the middle of the mat. Open up. 2, 3, make sure you're breathing and not holding your breath. 4, your belly's in. 5, and 5 more. 5, not sagging in the lower back. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Quick child pose. Okay, we'll do a few sit and stands on the chair. Just to warm up. Okay, down and up and squeeze. Squeeze your belly. Squeeze your belly in. Squeeze your butt when you stand up. 4, look straight ahead. 5, make sure your knees are not going over the toes. So you're not sitting like this. Putting weight into the heel. 6, 7, squeeze your butt when you come up. 8, 9, 10, belly in, and breathe. 5. So just because your belly is in doesn't mean you shouldn't breathe. So we're breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to do some arm circles, so I want you to put your hands up on your shoulders. We're going to go forward first. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And backwards, open up the heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. Okay, so nice to have like about 5 to 7 minute warm up. Kind of feel some heat inside the body a little bit. And today it's pretty cold, so it'll take a while to feel that heat. Okay, our first exercise is going to be a static lunge. And we are going to stay in the static lunge. We're not moving in a lunge, going back and coming back up. We're going to just stay in a lunge, okay? We're going to stay in 45 seconds, which may not seem like a long time, but it depends on how low you go and where your fitness level is at, okay? You do not have to stay the whole 45 seconds. Anytime you start, if it's too much for you, you come up, shake your legs out. I would love for you to use a chair. If you're a complete beginner, use a chair. Hold on to the chair. And I have a timer. I'm going to be keeping time. And we are going to bring that left leg forward, the right leg back. And we're going to go down into a lunge. Now, I don't want that front knee to go over the toe. So to resolve that, usually you need some space in the middle here. Okay, so think of it as a 90-90 angle, front and back. The lower your knee goes to the floor without touching it, the harder it is. And you don't have to go down as far, obviously. Okay, and everybody's different. Some people feel better with this track, like the front leg in line with the back. Some feel better with the right leg really separated from the front. Find what's better for you. Sink down. I'll give you a second here. I'm going to use the chair. You can hold on to the chair with your right hand. Put your left leg forward, right leg back. Sink down. And the timer starts now. 45 seconds. We're just staying here. Belly in. We're breathing. Who's here? Nobody's here? Nobody's here? Okay. Actually, if somebody comes back and watches it, I'm just going to stay here. Huh?
You can delete it.
What? No, I don't think so. it out. Go to the other side. Leg forward, left leg back. And sink down. Make sure that knee is not going over the front toe. 45 seconds. Belly in. Make sure you're breathing. Since nobody's here, I'm not going to do any. Who's here? Okay.
Lolita's here.
Who, Lisa?
Lolita.
Lolita, hi Lolita. And bring your leg up and shake it out. That's your first exercise. In case anybody goes back and watches, I'm going to go through this whole thing. So you guys, if you have something you want to go back to and work out, you can do it. The second exercise is a push-up from the knees. Chair out of the way. Okay, last week or the week before, we did a push-up. We started up going down slow. We're going to go up from down here, cross at your ankles. Keep your arms really close to your body, elbows pointed up towards the ceiling. Keep your hands right outside your chest. And you're going to keep your core nice and tight. You're not going to let the lower back sag in like this. This is wrong. So as soon as I do that posterior pelvic tilt, you see the difference? My belly's going in, my back is flat. Okay, so that's the way you want to come up. We're going to come up and then just go back into a child's pose. So we'll come up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go back. Back to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 3 more. Push the floor away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Belly in. And 2 more. Down to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. And push into child's pose. 1 more. Arms close to the body. Belly in. Posterior pelvic tilt. 1, 2, 3, 4. And push back. Okay. And then we're going to do wall squats. Sliding on the wall. Sliding wall squats. So go to a wall. Is anybody here? Okay. So we've done the static wall squat. We've stayed in the wall squat, but I want to teach you a regular squat. So you're going to bring your back against the wall. Again, this is very bumpy, wood from outside, so I might get stuck. But just know that it's just sliding up and down, keeping your back against the wall, your belly in, okay? And there's going to be a little, your back is naturally curved in the bottom, so don't really worry about getting the back planted, the lower back planted against the wall, but just the butt. Make sure your feet are out, so your knees are not going over the toe when you slide down. This is really good exercise to learn how to do a squat properly. Okay, so all we're doing is sliding up and down on the wall. So we're sliding down and coming back up. So use your wall, slide down, and come up. Now you don't have to go as far down deep as I am. You can go to 90 degrees or even a little higher. Depends on what your fitness level is. If you are really good at what we're doing here, you can have weights to your side. I'm trying to do all the exercises without any equipment. Okay, so slide down and come on up. Squeeze your butt when you come up. Slide down and come on up. Slide down and come on up. Okay, so you're keeping your belly in. All right, find a focal point in front of you. All right, slide down and come on up. Slide down 5 more. Slide down, coming up, and play with your feet. You may feel better with your feet more parallel. You may feel better in a sumo stance, a little bit wider with your feet out. Play around with it. Slide down, come on up. 3 more. Slide down, come on up. And 2, come on up. And 1, come on up. So this keeps you from having your knees go over the toe. It's a really good practice for doing real squats without any help at all. Is anybody here? Okay.
Yeah. Danielle is working out with you.
What?
Danielle is working out with you.
Okay, Danielle, thanks. Okay. So we are going to go to some abs. And we're going to do some heel touches. Have your towel near you because we're going to need our towel for our back. Okay. So heel touches, we're just lifting. We're going to put our feet about hip distance apart. We're going to lift the upper body. So just make sure the head and the shoulders are off the earth. You're going to point your fingers towards your feet, towards your toes, and we're just going side to side, exhaling every time with the upper body lifted. So we're reaching for our toes. We're doing that posterior pelvic tilt. I want to make sure that your lower back is not arched. You should not be able to put your hand in the lower back. Your lower back, if you do that posterior pelvic tilt, I hope you can see the difference here. I'm doing the pelvic tilt. So this way, if you try to put your hand in there, you're not going to be able to lift it. And for the next exercise, you really have to be aware of that, okay? Because there is a way to strengthen your belly outward, and we do not want to do that. We want to make sure we are strengthening the muscle flat, okay? So let's continue. We'll lift our upper body up, and we're exhaling every time we reach. So let's blow that air out. 4, 5, 6 more. 5, 4, 2, 1. Bring your knees to your chest. And again, you guys, you can do this exercise on your own, this whole class. It's really what I'm doing this for. I wanna teach you correct form and going through the exercises so you know what to do. And then I think you can go back to the recording or write it down or whatever, and then do it on your own. Okay, so this is really nice for you guys. Like every week you get something a little bit different, and you can add weights or whatever. And any questions you have, you can always message me, okay? All right, so now we're gonna do a scissor, okay? Now, I want you to be really careful with the scissor. I want you to, first off, before anything, is make sure that you got that posterior pelvic tilt going on. You got that lower back on the floor, okay? I'm actually going to post probably a video of me doing anterior, posterior pelvic tilt so you can see it better. But you're going to start with your legs up here. If you are a little bit more advanced, you can lift up your head, and this way the upper and lower abs are involved. So I'm gonna do it with my head down first. So you're gonna lower your legs, lower, and then when you feel like you're gonna lose the lower back on that floor, you stop, okay? So we don't wanna, if you're going low and then your lower back arches, you're not strong enough in the abdominals. So I am gonna only go to here, because in the beginning, this is where most people are, where they start to lose the strength in the lower back and it starts to arch. We do not want that, okay? So I'm gonna go here. And again, if you wanna lift the head and just see what it's like, you can. We're just gonna scissor the legs, okay? 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, lower back is on the floor. 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. And your knees into the chest. Now, if you did that right, you probably felt that. And again, you can do that for time. You can do that for reps, whatever you want to do, okay? Try. If you want to do these exercises on your own, pick 3 days in a week or 2 days in a week that are consecutive, okay? And do it on your own. So I'd like to hear about it too, if you do it. Okay, so those are your heel touches and scissors. Now we're going to move to a Superwoman swim. And we're going to use our towel. So we're on the floor. Now, I think last week or the week before we did a Superwoman. This time we're going to add a swim to it. I just say Superwoman. If there's any men here, sorry, Superman, Superwoman, whatever. Okay, so we're going to bring up your arms and your legs, and you're going to hold the towel taut and bring it down and swim. And up and down, okay? If it's too hard with the towel, just use your arms and swim back while you're up, okay? Now what we're not doing here, some pointers, we're not doing this. Not hyperextending the head. Keep your head in line with the spine. Your gaze is forward, okay? If it's too hard for both extremities of the body, just do your upper body and swim. But if you lift the lower and the upper body, you're getting the whole posterior chain. And remember what I told you about counteracting the effects of slumping over all day. This is a great one for that. Okay, so we're going to try 12 repetitions. Anytime you need a break, do it. And my mantra is always honor your body. So if something doesn't feel right, back off. And lift up and swim. Lift up, swim. So when we're swimming, we're squeezing the shoulder blades into the spine. Up, 3. Up, 4. Up, 5. Up, 6. Up, 7. Up, 8. Make sure you're breathing. Up. 3 more. 3. 2. And 1. And then you're going to go into a child's pose. We just contracted that whole back side of your body, especially that lower back and the upper back. So I'd love to hear if anybody feels this in their upper back tomorrow or the next day. Usually that's what happens. Okay. All right, so we did 6 exercises. We're going to go through them all again. What I like to do, I like to go backwards. Okay, so we're going to start with the Superwoman again. Anybody here? Okay, so we'll start with the Superwoman. Get ready. We'll go on our belly. And again, if you guys have any questions about technique, form, anything like that, different way you want me to do this, different format, let me know. Okay, for 12. Up, swim, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Okay, child's pose. Moving back to the abs. Now, every time you work the core, I see a lot of this too. Working just the belly. The core is everything from upper chest to right below the butt. And we gotta do the back side to work the whole core. So those super women's are great to work the back and strengthen that whole core. Okay, not just the abdominal wall. Okay, so we're gonna turn around. We're gonna start with the scissors. So again, first thing you gotta do is make sure you got that posterior pelvic tilt going on. The lower pelvis is curling up towards the lower ribs, or the pelvis is rolling up towards the lower ribs. So you have no space in the lower back. It's glued to that mat. Bring your legs up, hands on the floor, lower, till you feel like you may lose the strength in that lower back. It's lifting up off the mat. Stay there. Don't let that happen. Let the lower back stay on the mat. Lift up your head if you'd like, and scissor. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Knees to the chest. Again, you go by whatever fitness level you are on. I'm just making sure your proper form is, I'm really stickler with it. I don't want anybody to get injured. Okay, so then we're gonna reach for our toes. You're not actually getting to the toes, but that's a target point. Okay, so lift your upper body, shoulders off the earth, reach 1. Posterior pelvic tilt, lower back on the floor. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can do 12 to 20 reps for each exercise if you'd like. Roll, roll. Roll to your side. Okay. All right, we're going back to our wall squats. We're sliding, leave a flat wall. Back against the wall, belly in. Make sure that when you plop down, your knees are not going over the toes. So it's not like this. Bring out your feet enough. And again, maneuver your feet wherever feels comfortable for you. Close together, wide apart, whatever feels good. Okay, so we're going to slide and up, slide down, and up. Squeeze your butt as you come up. 3, 4, 5, belly in. 6, you're breathing. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Shake it out. Okay. Okay, now we're moving over to push-ups. So again, we're doing a slow count up and then just going into child's pose. So cross at the ankles, hands really close to your chest, right outside your chest, elbows close to the body, pointed up to the ceiling, and belly is in, that posterior pelvic tilt's going on, that belly is going in towards the spine. Come on up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. Go to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go back. Again, we're not sagging in the middle there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back. The last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go back. Okay. All right, our last exercise before we stretch, and I hope you stay for the cool down and stretch. Okay, we're doing that static lunge. Nobody was here when I was doing it. So, might be the first one for you guys. We're going to stay 45 seconds in a static hold. So we're going to bring that left leg forward, hold on to the chair, right hand on the chair, left foot forward, right leg back. And again, whatever stance is good for you. Some like to go in line with the front foot. Some like to bring that right foot to the side a little bit. Whatever feels good for you. Just make sure that knee is not going over the toe in the front, okay? The lower you go down, we don't want to touch the floor with the knee in the back. But if you go real low, you're going to feel this. So 45 seconds, starting now. Belly in. You can hold on to the chair or not. Staying in an upright position. Belly in. Breathe. Again, if you're more advanced, you can put weights by your side. You can have them here on your shoulder. Bring your arms up overhead. Get more room in between here if you find it uncomfortable. And bring it up. Shake it out. Other side. Right leg forward, left leg back. So if you find that your knee keeps going towards that toe, try to work with more space in the middle here, okay? And go. Now, the other side is fatigue, so you might feel this right away. Thirty more seconds. Try not to let that knee cave in. Keep it in line with that front toe. And breathe. Smile. And come up. And shake it out. High five, guys. Wow. Is anybody here? Hopefully you will stay and do the stretch with me. Anybody here, hon? No? Nobody's here? You all left? Okay. All right, I'm still gonna do the stretch. Still gonna do it. In case anybody comes back to watch this, I'm very dedicated to you guys. So we'll stay in for about 30 seconds each. We're gonna go into a child's pose. Let everything go. Move to the right. We stay in about 30 seconds for each stretch that we do. Bringing the body down. Calming down the nervous system. Just as important as the workout. Stretching the left side, lateral side of the body right now. Keeping the buttocks as close to the heel as we can. Stretching the whole upper body and hips. Move to the left. Stretch the right lateral side of the body. You can stay
say any stretch as long as you want. I do 30 seconds, so this way I'm not here all day stretching. But this whole format that I do for the stretch is something I've done in almost the same manner for the last, 35 years or so. So it's worked for me for a really long time for my clients. It covers everything in the body, stretching everything. And it only takes about 15 minutes of your time. So have patience. People don't have patience, they don't cool down, and they don't stretch. Everybody left. So if you have your blocks or whatever you have, set them up. We'll go into a lunge. I'm bringing my left foot forward and sink down without letting that knee go over the front toe. Stretching hip flexor and the quad and the back leg. Again, maneuver that front leg if you feel some pinching in the hip. Sometimes if you move it over the left side of the mat, that will relieve that pinching and actually open up the inner thigh in the front. You might feel that stretch in here. I like to use the blocks. You don't have to. Open up in your heart. And we're going to go to the other side. And your right foot forward. Get some space in between the legs here. Lift up in the upper body. Move your right foot over to the right side of the mat. Open up in that inner thigh. Everything go. Okay, and you do all fours. And do cat and cow. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And you're going to inhale, bring your head and your tailbone up. And then exhale, just breathe all the air out. And tuck your belly in, round out that spine. Bring your belly in towards the spine. Inhale, tailbone up, head up. Exhale, belly in, exaggerate the rounding of the spine, open up the vertebrae, inhale, and exhale. Move to our back. I have a strap, but you can use a towel or anything to wrap around your foot. Before we do that, let's bring our knees into our chest and do circles for the lower back. I'd like to do 7 on each side. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Massage out that lower back. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Grab your strap or whatever you have, wrap it around the inner arch of your foot, and just pull without, you don't have to make that leg straight, so you have that slight bend in the knee, and you can leave the left foot bent with that foot on the floor, or you can extend that leg and flex that left foot. So pull on that strap or whatever you have and try to get your shoulders down to the floor and find wherever that stretch is your maximum and hold 30 seconds. And feel the release in the back of the thigh, the hamstring, maybe the calf, maybe your hip, your buttocks. Especially if you've been sitting A lot of the day this feels really good to release the back of the leg. Hold on to the strap with your right hand. Push down on that left hip so it doesn't rock up, and bring that right leg towards the right without lifting the hips up off the floor. Hold on to the strap. You can make a T with the body if you'd like, or with the arms. So you can bring that left arm out, look over to the left hand if you'd like. Make sure those hips are not coming off the floor. Open up in the inner thigh on the right side, the hip flexor on the right side. And then bring it up. Bring that left leg in. The strap around the arch here. And pull. I'm extending my right leg, or you can bend it. I'm going to extend mine. Flex the right foot. And you can have a slight bend in that knee. And pull. Try to get those shoulders down to the floor. Feel that release in the back of the thigh, and find wherever your maximum is for that stretch without pain. So a little discomfort's okay. Pain is never good, so might be a little uncomfortable, but if there's any pain, you want to back off. Hold it. Patience, patience, patience with this stretching. Enjoy it. Bring it over to the left side. Hold the strap with the left hand. You can push down on that right hip so it's not rocking off the floor. Make a T if you'd like. Look over at your right hand. I see too many people just mixing the cool down and stretch. And like I said, just as important to bring that nervous system down as it is to activate it. This is when you grow, this is when you heal, this is when you can think better. And bring it up. Release, we'll do our spinal twist. So we're going to bring our knees into the chest, shift your hips to the right, and let your knees fall down to the left. Facing your upper body towards the heavens, the ceiling. And you can push down with your left hand on that top knee. Try to make your knees in line with each other. And you can make a T with your upper body. And look over at your right hand. This is spinal twist. Bring your knees in to your chest. Rock your hips to the left or shift them to the left. Bring your legs down to the right. And again, try to make those knees even with each other. You can push down with that right hand. Make a T with your left. Try to get your upper body down onto the mat. Open up in your heart. Look over at your left hand if you'd like. Squeeze your knees into your chest one more time. I like to do that imaginary rack. So we're going to extend the legs, extend the arms up overhead, and imagine somebody's pulling your arms and somebody else is pulling your legs, the imaginary rack. Imagine you're 10 feet tall. Imagine the vertebrae just separating, making room for good energy, prana, which is energy, flow through your body, healing your body. Stretch, 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 open up. And then turn to the side and make your way up. And I know nobody's here, but that's okay. If anybody watches, I wish at a later time, I wish you a beautiful Mother's Day, or mothers, fathers, whoever is celebrating. And I wish you a beautiful day tomorrow. I wish you a beautiful evening. Hope you have a healthy dinner. And thank you for whoever joined me at any point during the workout. And hope to see you guys soon. Namaste.